Yo, what's up guys? It's Moto with Matt. Thanks for watching. In today's video, I'm going to go over 3 wheelie tips that help me a ton. So the first one's going to be clutch and throttle. This one's really important. Second's going to be just getting your front tire up. And third one's going to be the rear brake. And the rear brake is what saves you from going to the hospital, like my dad a couple weeks ago. I'm not kidding. So I'm also going to demonstrate 2 wheelies, one that's practical and you actually will use a ton in the woods, and another that's just showing off to your buddies. So the first tip is clutch and throttle control, and what I think is the best way to improve your clutch and throttle control is going in like a straight line really slowly, or trying to do figure eights and pause a little bit and just get a feel of that clutch grab point, because that's what it's all about in wheelies. So the second tip is how to get your front wheel up. And when I first started trying to learn how to do wheelies, I would try to really pull up my front wheel, and that's just what I found not to be a good way, because when you pull up your front wheel, you bring your body super close to the bike and it just doesn't want to wheelie. Instead, a better way for me is just to lean back and bring the bike, let the bike come to you and just bring it back all at once. Tip, and the one that is probably the most important, is from keeping you from looping out, is the rear brake. And you just got to get a feel for the rear brake. You got to just do wheelies. Don't get up to that balance point, because that's super sketch if you don't know how to hit the rear brake. Just get a decent wheelie going and then hit your rear brake and just get a feel for how hard you press it and how hard your front end comes down. And then maybe try to go back to the balance point if you're really gutsy. But first, I would just try to do little wheelies and get a feel for that back brake. Then once you have a good feeling of that, then start bringing the wheelies back. Time for the rear brake. Let's hope this goes as planned. Actually practical wheelie that you can use to get over logs and all sorts of things in the woods. First thing you want to do is put it in first gear. You don't want to be in like 4th or 5th. And preload the suspension with your knees. Ooh, okay. Preload the suspension with your knees. And preloading the suspension does a lot, because first, it'll make it a lot easier to get your front wheel up, but even more important, it gives your back wheel traction, so you won't just spin out and go over the bars. So after you do that, so when you give it a little preloaded suspension with your legs, you squat down, and then when your suspension's starting to rebound, give it some clutch and gas, and the front end should come up no problem. Thank you guys very much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. Be sure to come back next Tuesday for another video, and leave me a comment below on what you want to see. You're still there? Toodaloo! Tell your friends about these videos, because that'd be great if more people watch them. It would kind of motivate me to make more videos.
We're gonna have to edit that.
Yeah.